I've been teaching for 11 years now. I think it might be 12. I've lost count, in all honesty. I genuinely love being in the classroom. I love teaching my students. I've had many roles. I've done classroom teacher. I've done head of department for many years. And I've done time in senior leadership as well. And I genuinely care, even however long it's been, is I still care about how well my students are doing and making sure that they try and get the best grades that are absolutely possible for them. In terms of, if you think about the revision that you're doing now, there's two main ways that people revise. First of all, they watch revision videos, and those revision videos are free on YouTube. And that's one of the biggest advantages, but they're very passive. So when you are watching them, oftentimes, even with this meeting, you'll find that you switch off, your brain switches off. And that's not a very effective form of learning. And you are often, if you've got a question, you can't really ask the YouTube video. You have to rely on going to Google, and Google will probably give you an answer which is a lot more detailed than you might need to know, or it might just put you on a different tangent. And finally, you don't really get feedback when you watch revision videos online. Now, the opposite end of that, the other extreme of that when it comes to revision, is one-to-one tutoring. And one-to-one tutoring is great because it's really effective. There's a lot of studies out there that say one-to-one tutoring is really good for your attainment. Students get regular feedback. You've got someone there that's going to respond to however you're looking at kind of whatever particular problem. You get your questions answered, and the only issue with it really is it can become quite expensive very quickly. So unless you are in a position where you can put aside quite a significant amount of money over a period of a year, it does get quite expensive quite quickly. If you take a typical kind of one-to-one tutor, a professionally qualified teacher, and they charge like £35, and there's about 40 sessions. So if they do it once a week, there's 40 sessions over the course of the year. That's going to cost you £1,400 very quickly. And then if you need extra sessions, then that's going to be even more expensive. So I kind of sat there and I thought about this, and I kind of really tried to think of a way, if there's a different way to get people on board. And is there another way to get students on board? I don't know, is the honest answer. This is going to be an experiment, and we're going to try and see how this works. So what I thought of was live streaming revision sessions. Now, in terms of, for me, I'm not talking about everyone else, but for me, these will be free. I will log on even if no one else logs on, and I will deliver these sessions and I'll record these sessions. It'll be the equivalent of small group tutoring, and the idea behind it is that if you've got a question, you can stick it in the chat and then I can answer it live. And then finally, it's a weekly commitment, and so that gives you an opportunity to revise from the beginning of the year. It's not a case of switching on in the last kind of 4 weeks before your exams and saying, right, okay, how do I actually get about this? Now, in terms of safeguarding, this bit's really important. Obviously, I've got to safeguard you and I've got to safeguard myself. In order for me to do that, during live streams, mics and videos will be turned off. So you won't be able to turn them on, and you won't be able to put any videos on the screen, whatever it might be. Teams have automatic filters for inappropriate language that's used in the chat. Ultimately, I'm not a school. I'm not representing anyone. I am just one individual. So therefore, I'm asking you, if you are going to be silly, just don't do it. Don't ruin it for everyone, because then if it becomes a case of, right, this is now going to risk my job, I just will have to stop. There will be some data collected, which won't be shared with anyone. It's just there for the reward scheme, which I'll explain in a little bit. And then finally, we've got no direct messaging between me and the students. So I've turned comments off on TikTok. In terms of, if you don't follow me, you can't comment on the videos. In terms of the actual live sessions, if you go to the Instagram page, you will find that there's a little link, hyperlink there, and it'll open up 3 links. So it's got the Armored Science website, it's got the student registration, and it's got the GoFundMe donation link. And I'll explain about the GoFundMe in a moment. However, if you go on the website and you go on student revision, you'll find that the whole year has been mapped out. So it's not a case of, right, I'm going to switch on in the last 4 weeks. It's a case of, I will be there every week on Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning, unless I tell you otherwise, which will be rare, but obviously life happens. And it will be a case of just logging on and following along with a session, answering the questions, getting involved in the tasks and whatever it might be. Now, I know what you're thinking. Do I have to log in at 9 o'clock? Can't you do it a bit later? Can't you do it on another day? I would love to. I would genuinely love to, but The reality of the situation is I've got to kind of carve out time for my daughter, for my family, and therefore it's not going to be a case of I can log on whenever you need me to. It will have to be at 9 o'clock. Um, and Sunday 9 o'clock, there's not much going on. So therefore, I'm hoping that is the case of you should be relatively free as well. Now, so far in this GoFundMe, thank you so much to my family and friends who have managed to raise over £800 already. This is an incredible amount of money. I'm so grateful for the people that have donated, people that have believed in me. And the aim is to raise £4,000. Now, the target is 4,000. This is how it's going to kind of break down. All you have to do in order to win this is you have to turn up and engage with the lessons. And in those live sessions, we will give out the engagement and effort prizes. And then those that win those prizes will enter a weekly prize draw. So obviously, I'd love to give everyone that joins, like, £100, but that's not going to be realistic. So what we're going to do is we're going to put everyone into a prize draw. My aim is to give out £100 a week. So far we've got £800. That's the first 8 weeks of the kind of live streams which are funded. And what will happen is if you are registered, if you kind of use the same username and login to log on, then I will contact parents. And once you fill in the registration form, it will make sense. I will contact parents, just make sure that you are legitimately a student. I will ask you or ask your parents to ask you what platform you would like the gift voucher for, and then I will email it through to them and then they can pass it on to you. So like I said, it is very important. If you do want to be in for a chance for winning prizes, you need to register on the link that is there. The QR code is on the screen, so if you are watching on something else like a computer, then therefore just take a picture with your phone and you can register. It won't take long. It's like literally 5 questions. Like I said, I'm incredibly grateful for the amount of money that we've raised so far. However, key thing is that we still have quite a long way to go. So if you are a parent watching this, if you are a friend of a parent, if you're a well-wisher, or if you just think that the project is a good idea, then please click on the GoFundMe link, donate. And like I said, I'm not taking a salary from this. I'm not making profit from this. I'm not really interested in becoming Insta famous or TikTok famous. It is just my way of trying to work out how to make sure that the most students do the best they can when it comes to their GCSEs. So if you have the funds, if you have the opportunity, please donate. Doesn't matter how much. Like I said, it will all go to the students. Follow the Instagram page and the QR code is there if you need it, but it's just Ahmed Science UK. Make sure you follow the Instagram page. Again, like I said, the idea behind this is that obviously the gift vouchers, people have been very kind and very generous. However, it's not going to be sustainable for, say, for example, next year. So we need to get some corporate funding. We need to, and in order to do that, I need to show that there are people that follow this and take advantage of this and use the numbers to kind of convince people to donate. Register for the online sessions. So click on the link on the Instagram page. And again, you can just join the link. It doesn't matter. However, if you do want to be in for a chance for winning the prizes, I do need you to register. I can't just give them out to anyone. And then finally, if you think that this is a good idea, then please donate to the GoFundMe page. GoFundMe page link is there. It's also there on the Instagram page.